Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. Coming at you with the next excerpt of my first novel in a series, Black and White Odyssey of Eden, continuing where I left off last time, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. He wrapped Catherine's arm around his shoulder once again, and pulled the metal door open. Another hallway, more than 100 feet in length, greeted them, lit sparsely by more incandescent light bulbs every dozen or so feet. It sloped downward at a slight angle. The ground and walls were smooth, clearly to machined perfection. At the end of the hallway, to the right, was another metal door. It took the two of them several minutes to reach the end of the hallway, as Catherine was in a sorry physical state, and the general was scarcely doing much better himself, having trucked through the slogs of the irradiated forests for many hours that day. "Hell of a way to spend a Friday, eh?" the general said, breathing deeply in fatigue. "It's Sunday, right?" Catherine asked, as her dampened confusion elevated again. "You certainly have a lot of basic things off, don't you?" inquired the general. "Exactly how long had you been wandering out there?" Had the man she had followed before changed the very fabric of her existence, altered her location, her history, just to open up a pocket where she could survive? As the general opened the door, she looked downward, pleading with herself. Why? Why me? Why now? What am I supposed to do now? "Well, sweetheart, home sweet home. At least for now," the general said as they entered the depths of the bunker, relieving Catherine of his embrace. They were met by a large room with a dining table, surrounded by 6 chairs, shining of aluminum construction. 3 more doorways, 2 of which were already opened, were beyond. The room to the far right appeared to be full of various foodstuffs, from rice to beans to water and vitamin containers. The room went back about 100 feet, walls lined with all storable consumables one could imagine. "This is where we are, then," Catherine said in resignation. "So be it." "This won't do," Matthew said as he watched General Donnelly and Emily enter into the underground compound from his teletracer chamber. "No, it won't do at all," Jessica responded. "Perhaps we can get them to meet earlier. Maybe it would lead to less animosity for Emily when she first is to meet the general. I don't know. There's not much space to change things, though. That would mean that we'd have to guide Emily's life so that, at this point in her history, she ultimately lands in Philadelphia? That's at least the best option I can figure. We've placed too much contingent upon General Donnelly being the one to help the scientist. So he needs to remain here for that purpose. Emily is infinitely important, so she needs to be here too. Of course, the scientist needs to carry out his existence. Can we..." Jessica crimped her eyes as she sorted through the vast cosmic array of celestial probabilities and variables. "Maybe move the entire Great Divide battle to Philadelphia. I mean, most of the soldiers we work with are there anyway. The scientist's compound is there. I'm not really sure why the battle is in New York anyway. There's only one creature that led everyone else there." The two of them stood in front of one another, with the scene frozen before them in the chamber, thinking. Matthew then spoke up. "All right, that's what we'll plan then. Let's run it past the scientist once he wakes up from his inception and has recovered." "Right," Jessica said, trepidation in her voice. Chapter 14. Decision Point. Often the whole of one's life boils down to one infinitely important choice. At your fingertips is the fate of the whole of the history of the world and the human race. The beams of light protruded from his back, curling around his body, dancing through the air as if in slow motion. But while the choice is yours to make, Know that you will never be alone. Whatever you decide to do, I will be with you to whatever end. That's where I'll leave it for this video. I'll come at you with the next one later. Love y'all. Peace.